Yo guys, how's it going? It's Ed, bringing you all things Leeds, and welcome to the match preview for Leeds United's game this Saturday. That sees the Whites take on Middlesbrough away at the Riverside Stadium, and just to note that it is a 1 PM kickoff this weekend. Now this is a massive game for Leeds United. In fact, every game from now till the end of the season is a massive game for Leeds United really, but especially after that 3-1 loss against promotion rivals Norwich City at home in our last game last Saturday makes it vitally important that we pick up the 3 points against Middlesbrough this weekend. It won't be easy against Middlesbrough, especially away from home, and we know how much of a physical side Middlesbrough are, and we know how much this Leeds United side tend to struggle against the more physical teams. There's a lot of unrest though at Middlesbrough this season, especially amongst the fans. They're not happy with the way their manager Tony Pulis has got that side playing football, but despite that, they are in a good position in the Championship table currently. They are 5th in the league and 3 points clear in those playoff places. They are just 7 points off of us, Leeds United, who of course sit second. The fans are unsettled and they're not happy, especially after that 2-0 loss away at Newport County in the FA Cup replay last Tuesday night, which a few first teamers were involved in. And just a word on that Newport County game, when Middlesbrough were arriving back from Newport, their plane broke down and so they had to get a coach back to Middlesbrough. They didn't arrive till the early hours the following day, and so that's affected their preparation for this game, and whether that plays a part and whether tiredness plays a part as well, we shall wait and see. However, they're on a good run in the Championship at the moment. They've gone 5 games unbeaten. Their last Championship game, they did Leeds United a huge favour by beating West Brom 4-3 away from home. Massive result there for Middlesbrough and very impressive. And like I said, they've gone 5 games unbeaten in the Championship now. The last loss in the Championship came at home against Sheffield Wednesday, where they lost 1-0 on Boxing Day of 2018. And at home is where they've struggled, and the home attendances have gone down. The fans have tended to turn their back on the team quite a lot, especially when they've gone a goal down. So if we nick an early goal and if we go ahead at some point in this game and the fans turn their back on the team, that could play into our hands, and we shall wait and see. As we know, Leeds United are going into this game on the back of that terrible 3-1 loss to promotion rivals Norwich City at Elland Road last weekend. That saw us drop to second in the league on goal difference, and we are now 3 points above third place Sheffield United. It made it 5 losses in 7 as well, or 4 losses in our last 6 Championship games, because I know that quite a lot of Leeds United fans don't like us mentioning that FA Cup loss to QPR. But it's not good enough. It's not good enough form. It's not promotion form, and we need to fix up and improve massively from that awful display against Norwich last week. We need to fix up, improve, and turn that form around. Now, going on to the press conference ahead of this Middlesbrough game this Saturday, Marcel Bielsa, our manager, and striker Patrick Bamford did say quite a lot at this press conference, so I highly suggest that you guys check the description box down below and go to one of the All Things Leeds social media pages to get everything that Marcel Bielsa and Patrick Bamford said in that press conference. But I do have all the important stuff here. I do have all of the team news that Marcel Bielsa revealed, and following Phil Hay on all this, he tweeted that there are doubts over Click and Forshaw, who have knee injuries. Hernandez is also a doubt with a groin problem, so Bielsa's lineup is still to be finally decided, but Calvin Phillips will start. Now, I'm sure that's music to the ears of quite a lot of Leeds United fans, knowing that Calvin Phillips probably is going to start in that central defensive midfield role ahead of Adam Forshaw. I do fully believe that Calvin Phillips is the better central defensive midfielder than Adam Forshaw. And Adam Forshaw, despite having the best passing accuracy percentage in the Championship, he does have a mistake in him, and we saw that clearly last week against Norwich, didn't we, where he made that vital mistake, giving the ball away that led to Norwich's second goal in that game and pretty much ending the game for Leeds United last week. Adam Forshaw does have a mistake in him. I'm glad that he's probably not going to start against Middlesbrough. Calvin Phillips definitely is the better of the two. But of course, it's not nice hearing that Hernandez, Forshaw and Click do have injuries. But Phil Hay did go on to say that Bielsa said that the injuries to Hernandez, Forshaw and Click are not serious. They all have a chance of playing. But Bielsa also said, and I quote, "But I never put a player who is in doubt on the pitch," and I fully, I'm fine with that. You don't want to put a player who is in doubt and who may not be fully recovered from an injury and from a knock into a game. He does like to rush players back from injury, but if they are carrying knocks and they're not fully recovered, then I'm fine with them not starting. But hopefully Hernandez and Click as well in particular do feature in this game, and even if they just make the bench, that'll make a huge difference. And even Forshaw as well, if he can make the bench, just make that bench a little bit stronger, so if anyone does get a red card or does get injured, we can bring on someone else who is a very good player. And Hernandez, I really do hope that he gets involved, because last week, although he didn't have a good game against Norwich, we saw clearly that when he went off at half time, we lost so much creativity in that second half. So hopefully that they are in some way involved against Middlesbrough this weekend. Phil Hay did also tweet that Shackleton is also in the lineup, although Ayling will probably stay at right back. And I kind of wanted Shackleton to play at right back ahead of Luke Ayling. Luke Ayling hasn't really been good since he came back from injury, in all honesty. He jumped straight into that Aston Villa game, replacing Shackleton. And Shackleton just been on the form of his life, really. And Luke Ayling just hasn't been the same player for me. Played very, very poor against Norwich in the last game. And for me, he needs to be dropped. But I can understand why he would play Ayling, because Middlesbrough, they are a very tall team. They do rely on headers, and so Luke Ayling is much taller than Jamie Shackleton. Jamie Shackleton is tiny, so Luke Ayling would win a lot more headers, so I can understand that. Marcel Bielsa also gave a word on Middlesbrough, and he said that if I had to choose which was the hardest game we played so far, the one that presented the most difficult physical challenge, I'd say it was Middlesbrough, and I think it'll be the trend of this coming game. And we all remember that boring 0-0 at Ellen Road earlier on in the season. Middlesbrough, they are a very physical side, and Leeds United do tend to struggle. So it'll be interesting to see how this game does play out. Also, a word on the team news. Phil Hay did tweet later on in the day, having listened back to the press conference he's on about. I think what Bielsa was saying about his team for Borough. So definite starters: Garcia, Ayling, Janssen, Cooper, Alioski, Roofe, Harrison and Bamford. Be interesting about Patrick Bamford. Of course, he came on in the last game and scored. He has one of the best records in the league, goals to minutes ratio. Patrick Bamford, it'll be interesting to see if he starts, because he did also say in his press conference himself, if I'm being honest, I'm not fully fit in terms of match sharpness, but it was nice being back out there, referring to the Norwich game last week. I'm only going to get the match sharpness by playing, and I definitely agree with that. You're only going to get match sharpness if you are playing not just under-23 football, but first-team football. But if he's not, 100% and fully fit in terms of match sharpness, it'll be interesting with him starting. It'll be interesting to see how long he lasts. Probably kind of prefer him, maybe coming on at a later stage to affect the game. But, Patrick Bamford, it'll be interesting to see how that happens. But Roofe as well, him playing as well, it'll be interesting to see what formation he uses, whether he puts Kemar Roofe on the wing. If he is putting Kemar Roofe on the wing, I'm happy with that, because I'd rather him than any other winger, really, at the club. I'd rather Tyler Roberts stays on number 10, because he's been really good at number 10 in recent weeks, especially against Norwich. He really did impress me. But whether, would you guys rather seen Roofe on the bench if Patrick Bamford is going to start, and then you can take Bamford off for Roofe, and then Roofe could probably make an impact? Would you rather see that? I don't know. So let me know your thoughts on the team news in the comments down below. And that's all I'm going to give you from this press conference, but just make sure that you do check the description box to get everything that Marcel Bielsa and Patrick Bamford said in that press conference. Now, Leeds United have an average record against Middlesbrough. We've lost 2 of the past 5 meetings against them, both being away from home and both being 3-0 losses. And of course, one of those 3-0 losses came last season, our last trip to the Riverside. Of course, it was 0-0 at Ellen Road earlier on in the season. I don't think we'll lose this one. I can really see it being a 1-1 game, but I like to be optimistic. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Leeds United. Let me know your score predictions in the comments down below. Now, don't forget that if you did enjoy the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. That'd be very much appreciated. And also share the video and share the channel around. That'd be very much appreciated too. Let me know your thoughts ahead of this Middlesbrough game in the comments down below. And while you're down there, check the description box to follow all things Leeds across all of our social media page. And if you're brand new to the YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe by clicking here. Hope you all have a good one. Hope you all enjoy the Middlesbrough game. And I'll see you later. Bye-bye.